This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and today we welcome the monks, Paige and Caleb. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Super excited to get to know you guys, and special thank you again to our sponsor, Sphere Rocket VA, for making this all possible. Now, Paige, Caleb, let's go back to the beginning. Who are you guys? Where are you from? And how did you guys find yourself real estate agents and then a real estate team?
All right, cool. So we're from Jackson, Mississippi. We started in this business. Paige started before I did. She's been going on about 6-7 years now. She brought me home about 3 or 4 years ago. Before that, she was my boss at the body shop we worked at. So she was our manager. I was a body technician. And we kind of did that for almost a decade before we decided we wanted to make the jump and get into real estate. So that's where we've been. That's what we've been doing. We've got 4 little girls. And yeah, it's crazy.
I just sent you guys a friend request on Facebook, and I saw them in your little banner. That was cute. All for the family pictures. Those are what a big family. How cute. Good looking bunch. So that's awesome. Cool story, cool background. You guys are, jumped into it after being in a completely different industry. So then did you guys both start with EXP, or how did you come across the EXP game?
So we did not start with EXP actually. EXP, when I got licensed, it actually wasn't even in Mississippi yet. I started with another big company franchise, and at the time I felt like they provided the support, the name, the kind of status here in this area that would help grow our business, as well as training and other things. After I was there for about 8 months, I realized that it wasn't that it was bad. It just was not for me. I had just come from a corporate background. It was really corporatized, and I just thought this is not really what I was looking for. I knew a lady that started a boutique brokerage here in this area. She was my managing broker at that company, and she began a company. I was the 7th or 10th agent there. By the time I left, I think she had over 50 agents. So she was a huge part of my mentorship and all. How I came across EXP was I was there for about 4 or 5 years. I was in the top 3 producing agents there consistently. I was number 1 my last year there. And basically I found myself just being at a point where I was no longer growing. I had kind of learned all I could learn there, and I was doing a lot of mentoring of other agents, but I wasn't getting a lot put back into myself, him as well. So we wanted to look for something bigger than us. We thought about opening up our own brokerage, but it just didn't seem to really make sense for what we were wanting to do in our life at that time. Came across EXP. I was coaching at the time and knew a lot of agents had recently made a jump to EXP. So I reached out. Oddly enough, Kyle Whistle is who kind of jumped on my Facebook post and was like, hey, yeah, call me and, ask me all the questions. So I did. I really liked him. I connected with him. He was super knowledgeable about what I was wanting to know. And I decided to do it. We discussed it, and we both felt like he was ready way before me to make the jump. I was a little more hesitant, but I'm glad that he pushed me to do it. It was the best thing I think that we could have done for ourselves.
That's so funny, because every time I talk to like real estate people that are making the jump, the husbands are always the ones that are like, do it. And the women are like, okay, I gotta think this over. Let's mull this over a little bit. Let's look at pros and cons, consequences. Let's look at this. And like seriously, every time, even if the husband's not even in real estate, right? He's like, you gotta move. You're like, what? You don't even know what this means. But
Yep.
I think it's funny that I've noticed that trend talking to
Yep.
icons.
Yeah, and it's actually opposite. I'm usually more of the one that is, don't really think stuff through. I'm more spontaneous. I don't really plan a lot. But it was just a big decision, and it kind of the same thing. He was licensed at the time, but had not been licensed as long as me. I was comfortable, and it's hard. It's hard to leave where you're comfortable at, and jump into something so big and so unknown, and that really was what held me back from it. But again, like he was like, I don't see any other option here. Like, we have to do this. And so I was like, all right, well, let's do it. So it's, like I said, best decision we've made so far in our business, I think.
Absolutely. That's really cool. Well, now that you guys are over here, you made the jump, you're killing the game. What do you like most about EXP? What makes the monks say, we are never leaving? Like, is it the stock share? Is it collaboration, rev share? What is it that really, keeps you guys?
Yeah, I think we'll both answer this. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it's about to say it's really a mixture of everything. Obviously, the monetary value that EXP brings is massive. So that in of itself is a reason. But I'd probably say the next big thing will be the freedom that you get, the freedom to operate, and the freedom to move and do what you want to do. And then also the connections, the connections we've been able to make through EXP. It would have cost us a lot more money and a lot more time before we ever got to meet the same people that we've met before. And so I just kind of feel like it would have taken a lot longer to push us where we want to be.
Yeah, I second that. For me, it is 100% the collaboration, the connections, the people that we have been able to align ourselves with, and even just be in the same room with. That, like he said, it either would have taken us a lot longer or a lot more money, or maybe it would have never happened. I don't know. I feel like that it's definitely helped us push our business in the right direction. I also like that they put the business back into the agent's hands. It's, instead of feeling like you're kind of handicapped on certain things that you can do within your company the way that you want to do it, which at a traditional brokerage model, that is a lot the case. I like that they give you the freedom to operate how you want to. And as well, and two, all of everything that they offer, like the training, the certification classes, the events, to me, that's just priceless.
Absolutely. Now, you guys seem to be pretty busy. You said you got 4 little ones. You guys are on a team together. You're cranking out the production to Icon. So there is no slow days for the monks. But, how do you guys take care of yourselves? How do you make sure that you're not in full burnout mode? Because I'm sure that being a team that's also married, lives in the same home, no space from each other, could be tough. So, how do you make sure that you guys aren't running yourselves into the ground?
Well, I've done that before. I think I don't think I'm the only one. I think anybody that cares about and that's passionate about what they do, and they care about what they do, I think that everybody can get to the point where I was, which for me was 2019, the beginning of 2020. Little did we know, a world pandemic was going to hit, but that year was pretty large for us, and I was completely burnt out. I learned a lot of lessons from that. I had no self-care. I didn't take care of myself at all. There was no concern for mental health. It was just work as much as you can and, close as many sales as you can. And if there's anything left at the end of the day for me or each other, then that's what we have. We realized that was not a very good quality of life. It doesn't really matter how much business you do if the quality of life sucks. So we decided, okay, we don't want to repeat this again. We actually decided to rebuild kind of take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. We decided to rebuild our business, change some structure things within that. Took the time in 2020, had just kind of a slower, normal year, to do that. Well, in the meantime, I learned that fitness was a huge thing for me. That is a big outlet for stress. So I had been into CrossFit years previously and just kind of had gotten out of it with life and kids and business. And I picked that back up. I started going back to the gym regularly. Usually when I do that, he'll jump on the bandwagon and do that. But he's fallen off recently. That's not as big of a thing for him. For me, fitness, physical, like moving my body, doing a hard, strenuous workout, for an hour, that's so important for me. It gives me that outlet. All of my stress is released during that time. I can think more clearly. As far as working together as husband and wife, I think that that's just for some people and it's not for some people. And the reason I say that is because I think he would agree, but you've got to be able to, you got to have a lot of grace with each other. And you also just have to, we don't really turn it on and off. Like, I don't think that you can do this business. I would love to say there's a magic, do this and everything works well. I've searched for that for several years. Like, how do we schedule? How do we time out? How do we, make all of this work like it's supposed to? And I've not found it. And what I've actually found is that I don't really think that exists. I think that you can have boundaries, like healthy boundaries and all, but I don't think that you can just turn it off, So everything kind of meshes together, but we just do it as best as we can, I guess.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, it blends a lot, but it works for us.
And that's all you could do is just do the best you can. And, it works for some people and some people it doesn't. But you guys have found, the way that you guys jive, and that's great. And I guess now I'd like to kind of dive into the Icon Award itself. I've split this up into a 3-part question. So that first question is going to be, how much production did you guys have to do in your market to Icon? We don't have to talk big numbers, just like, how many houses did you guys sell?
I believe it was 32 before we Icon.
Okay. Awesome. And then, that's about the average number that I've been hearing, like 30 to 40 houses is, from, 35 to 40 and then 30 to 35, just depending on the market and the busyness and the price of houses around there. And then I guess the next part of the question is, as an EXP Icon agent, you have to give back to the EXP culture. And that's really important. That's a huge part of, what they preach, and they want EXP World to be taught by the best of the best. So how are you guys giving back? Are you teaching classes in EXP World? Are you mentors? What's your avenue that you take to give back to EXP?
So I'm a mentor. I've always had a heart for that, and I was actually super excited to be able to start mentoring the agent area.
And what are you, Caleb? What do you do?
I haven't figured that out yet.
That's okay. I know you guys got a while to figure it out. So, that's.
I kind of took that on for both of us because with our life, with the 4 kids and the amount of production that we do every year, we stay very busy. And so I kind of just took on the instructing and mentoring for both of us.
That's awesome. I didn't know that was allowed. I thought, everybody had to do both things, but I guess you guys consider yourselves like iconing as a team. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We're a domestic team in EXP because we're husband and wife.
Awesome. Super cool. Okay. So good to know. And then I guess the next part of this question is going to be, what have you guys enjoyed most about the EXP Icon Award? Is it the big shiny trophy that you got? Is it, I don't know, the stock options? Is it the EXPCon shareholders that you get to attend? What really has been a highlight of the Icon Award for you guys?
It's most definitely the stock options because we were doing this already anyways. So basically to get the option to get essentially free money for doing something you were already doing anyways is a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure. And the EXPCon, I'm pretty excited about it in June as well.
Yeah, that's going to be super fun. I'll be there, so we'll have to make sure to stay in touch and meet up when we're there. But yeah, absolutely, and all the benefits that come from the stock options, it can either be used as a step in 401k. I had an icon agent the other day say that he's super cool with it because he has paid off all of his daughter's weddings and their college, and they're not even old enough to date yet. So like, it's cool to see the opportunity that people have taken with this stock options and made some dreams come true that are really far off in the future or as soon as 3 years from now.
Yeah.
So I'd like to talk to the rookies right now, and this is like, obviously, Paige, you said you're a mentor, so this will be a good aspect to hear from you on. But as a rookie coming into EXP, there's a lot going on. There's training. There's, you got to build your leads. There's the pipeline. There's the potential of a downline. There's, you got to pick your family tree and your mentors and coaches and everything else. But they see this big shiny icon award that everybody's getting. Not everybody, obviously the top 2%. But, obviously everybody that has a platform, to them seems like everybody, right? Because those icon agents are more established and more versed and more well heard of. So it feels like a lot of people are iconing around them. Should they shoot for that within their first year? Is that a little too big of a goal? Where are some places that maybe you've fallen short when trying to icon that they can avoid?
That's a good question. I think it all depends on the person, honestly. I mean, I just met with someone the other day, a mentee, and, she's a single mom with 2 kids. There is no plan B. This is plan A for her. And if that is what she's going to do and she's full time in this and she's going to dedicate her time all to making this work and growing a sphere of influence and, nurturing and converting leads, then I think that's obtainable. I think that, a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I go to EXP and, be an icon agent, but it's not really obtainable. Only the people doing, ridiculous amounts of sales do it. It's really not. It's really not. And it all depends on what you focus your time and your effort on. If you focus your time and effort on iconing and making money, in your first year, I think it's very possible. If you are going to go into it, half-heartedly or part-time, maybe not. It just depends on what you want. My advice would be shoot for it. You're going to be working your butt off anyways. This is a hard industry. It's a lot of, grind. And if you're going to be putting in that type of effort, make it worth it. That's just my mindset. So, I guess the answer to that question is no. I think that it's very obtainable, and I think that you can do it. It just has to be what you want.
Absolutely. And, you have to really set out little goals and baby steps to get there. It's a tough, industry for a first year real estate agent. So it's going to be tough for people, coming into the real estate industry, trying to get their whereabouts about them, and then shooting to make this level of production. It's going to be intense, but it's definitely possible if you lean into your mentors and you surround yourself with the right people. And I think you said that really well, Paige. So thank you for your advice and input on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, let's bring it up to the final question. And that would be, for those who are watching this and maybe they're on the fence about EXP and maybe they've just they've heard great things about EXP and they are really curious about it and they want to lean in more, but brokerages out there, they're scared to lose their real estate agents, which makes sense. And they're like, oh, well, you don't want to go over to EXP. They're a cult. They're, a pyramid scheme. Why would you go over there? Don't do it. That's so dumb. What would you have to say to somebody that's sitting on that fence in that tough position, hearing this and hearing that, but they see the greener grass?
I'd say give us a call and let's talk about it.
Well, in all fairness, I was that person, if I'm being really honest, when I first heard of EXP and I was at my boutique brokerage, I thought there's absolutely no way I would ever do something like that. I left a company that to me in my mind at that time was very similar. And whenever I actually said, let's just learn a little more about it. Let's find who the right people to talk to in this market, in this industry are with this company. And when we did that and we talked to the right people and got the right information, at that point, we can make an actual educated decision, which was a no-brainer to come here. It's not that at all. You have agents that focus solely on production and they focus on nothing else. Not every agent out there is trying to recruit you to join their downline. And honestly, in my mind, like the last tidbit I would like to add for this regarding EXP is one of the biggest things that I think as a new agent or anybody that's thinking about joining, but hasn't, really look at the value that you're getting, because there's so much we have learned just in the first year of being here, just from the people aligned with EXP and the people that have taught us that we would have never gotten anywhere else. And it's all about who you surround yourself with, who is where you want to be, and where are they at, because that is a huge thing. The value that you get here is, in my opinion, priceless. As a brand new agent, the best thing that you can do is surround yourself with people that are where you want to be at and look at what they're doing and learn from them. What better to come to a culture where giving back is literally what it's all about. So, in my opinion, as a brand new agent or an agent that hasn't made the jump yet, that's wanting to grow their business or wanting something different or better, or is in that burnout phase, this would be a great place for you to look.
Absolutely. And, just like you said, somewhere that just invests in like the learning and, being better. And it's a continuous learning industry, right? And so one of the icons that I originally interviewed when I started this podcast, he said that at EXP, you learn, you earn, and then you return. And I think that's just a huge staple in the culture here.
Exactly. That's perfectly said.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, we have talked for over 20 minutes. This has been an excellent podcast. Is there anything you guys would like to leave the listeners with? Obviously, Caleb's like, hey, if you got questions, call us. We're there. We're excited to talk to you.
For sure.
Yeah, sure.
If there's anything else that you guys want to touch on before we wrap it up today, please have at it.
Yeah, that's it. Don't let the fear hold you back. Come on, let's talk.
Amen.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you guys. You said you were going to EXP Con, so I'll be there. We'll be in touch and be on the lookout for some emails and packages from you guys.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.